second here. Hello everyone. Happy Friday. Give me 1 second here. Try to get everything going and we'll get started. Hello everyone. Happy Friday. How's everyone doing today? Happy Cinco de Mayo, of course. Welcome to Behind the Ropes. It is fight week. Canelo and John Ryder. How's everyone doing today? Did anyone catch the weigh-in? It's going to be a great fight. Great fight. Hope everyone's doing well today. Give me 1 second. Just giving it a second to upload here, then we'll get going. Alright, everything looks good. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Happy Friday. It is Canelo Fight Week, of course. The champ is coming back home to defend his belts against mandatory challenger John Ryder. It's going to be a fantastic fight, guys. Fantastic fight. They are expecting 55,000 people in the arena tomorrow. It's going to be an amazing atmosphere for a fight. Great atmosphere. Weigh-in was pretty interesting. Crowd looks excited in Guadalajara. It's been a while since they've had something like this, something of this magnitude. It's going to be a fantastic fight, guys. I know a lot of you guys don't know who John Ryder is. He is a great fighter. He actually had a really good fight against Callum Smith. Me personally, I thought he did defeat Callum Smith. He unfortunately did not get the nod. He was supposed to get a rematch with Callum, but then Canelo came in and, of course, took the belts, and we've all seen what's happened since, right? So for John Ryder, he actually had to go the long route. He had to actually wait a good amount of time before he actually got his title shot the way he was supposed to, which is pretty cool to see. See a dedicated fighter like John Ryder, knowing that you were supposed to get a title shot, you didn't get the title shot, but you kept it pushing, right? He kept going. COVID hit, that slew him down some as well. It had to be frustrating to be John Ryder, knowing that you were supposed to have your shot at the titles, but then you had someone like Canelo jump in front of you, and then COVID hits, and it pretty much sets your career on another direction, right? That had to be frustrating. Most fighters, when something like that happens, you'll start seeing them kind of fall off, or get a little frustrated with the situation, knowing you're not a big name, knowing that someone like Canelo might not even give you a shot, even though you were destined to get your own shot before Canelo got his, right? So my hat goes off to someone like John Ryder. That's a real fighter right there. To me, when I heard this fight being announced, I was actually very excited for the fight. I know a lot of people don't know the name, but I have seen Ryder for a while, and it's actually a pretty interesting matchup for someone like Canelo. Styles make fights, as you guys know, and someone like John Ryder has a very interesting style. He is a southpaw. He understands how to use the ring very well. Very smart guy. Very calm, patient. Doesn't usually leave himself exposed too much. Uses angles very well. Lateral movement, very good. Tends to stay at the end of punches. So even when you do land something on someone like Ryder, it's usually not too flush, or not too, not as much power going into that punch as, you intended to. It's difficult, very difficult to hit someone like John Ryder. And I think something like that might make this fight kind of interesting, especially in the first half. I think Canelo might have a little, not so much trouble, but I think the first half of the fight might be more of a chess match, because it's going to be all about positioning. They both have great footwork, and like I said, Ryder being a southpaw, it's a different angle, especially a southpaw with great footwork. I know Canelo has faced southpaw before, BJ Saunders being probably the last one, but they don't have the same style. BJ Saunders and Ryder do not have the same style at all. Like I said, Ryder is more patient. He's a patient fighter. I love his footwork. That guy can I mean, he moves his legs very well. Doesn't use too much effort or energy, right? Nothing too much wasted. Very similar to Canelo, which is funny because he kind of looks like Canelo, right? He looks a little bit like Canelo. So his style is also a little bit like Canelo, to be honest with you. Very smart. Like I said, tends to move good. Um, Stays at the end of punches, so even when you land, it's not going to be a great punch. So it's going to be a chess match. I know a lot of people probably expect Canelo to run through him. I probably do not expect that, at least in the first half. That first half is going to be very interesting to me, at least the first 6 rounds. To be honest with you, I expect this fight probably going into the later rounds, maybe anywhere from like the 9th to 11th round, just because, like I said, the styles make fights, and someone like Ryder is going to be difficult to hit. Even when you do land, it's not going to be a significant power, right? He understands how to use the ring very well, and he's very patient. That guy is very patient. Um, the fight with Danny Jacobs was impressive. He did defeat Danny Jacobs, and it was a defeat. I don't know how anybody saw Jacobs winning that fight. I mean, the first half, like I said, Ryder's patient, so he doesn't start off fast. So the first half, he did give up some rounds against Danny Jacobs, but I mean, ultimately, he took over the fight. He dictated the pace, and the fight was pretty much all him. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. I know a lot, like I said, a lot of people don't expect it to be, but I do. I'm actually excited for this fight. Um, I do expect Canelo eventually to catch the rhythm of someone like John Ryder, but it's going to take him some time. Like I said, I think maybe somewhere towards the later rounds. So don't be shocked if you see Canelo having a little bit of trouble in the first half of the fight, because Ryder's going to make him have some trouble. So I actually like the matchup. It's a great matchup, even though Ryder's name's not known. A lot of people seem to think he's going to get ran through. I don't think they've seen John Ryder fight before. Nobody runs through someone like John Ryder. It's going to take you some time. And even if you're Canelo, I mean, it will take you some time. Um, as far as Canelo, I'm also interested to see how he does. This is his return fight after surgery. His last couple of fights, he's had a banged up left hand, which makes sense, especially if you've seen his last couple of fights. That left hook hasn't been used probably as much as we're used to, especially that left hook to the body. I mean, Canelo's known for that vicious left hook to the body, and the last couple of fights, especially the Triple G fight, just didn't seem to be there, or at least like how he usually has it, right? So it's going to be intriguing to see how Canelo comes back, how healthy that hand is, how much he uses the left hand, and can he land it? Like I said, Ryder's a southpaw, so how many left hands do you expect to land on someone like Ryder? Um, it's going to be interesting. I want to see how Canelo's power jab is, because Canelo does have a nice left power jab, so that should be back. It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight. Don't be upset if it goes later rounds. Expect a chess match in the first half. I'm actually surprised that they actually made this fight coming back from surgery. I don't think it's gonna be a walk in the park like a lot of people expect. I'm actually excited. 55,000 fans in the arena. Canelo going back to Guadalajara. A lot on the line. He has to look good because he's trying to get that rematch with someone like Bivol. So if you want to go in the ring with Bivol again, you want to convince the fans that you're going to have a shot at actually redeeming yourself with someone like Bivol. You're probably going to have to showcase. And like I said, that's what makes it interesting to me, because it's going to be difficult to showcase against someone like John Ryder. If he does, like, holy hell. Like, wow. If Canelo can pull off a showcase fight against someone like Ryder, whoo, that it will be impressive. If Canelo can shut this fight down in the first half, wow. Look out. Canelo's back. So, it's an intriguing fight. It's an intriguing matchup. Anything can happen. I honestly I don't know if he's going to have early on success. I mean, he's definitely going to attempt. I mean, we all know Canelo. He's a stubborn type of fighter, right? He's gonna be going there. He's gonna try to dictate the pace. He wants to come forward. He wants to land his shot. So it's gonna be intriguing to see how it goes for him in that first half. Um, I don't know. I don't know if it goes 12. I mean, it can, but it's if it goes 12. Uh, what then, right? I mean, if Canelo can't stop this guy and he wants a Bebo rematch, I mean, sheesh. I don't know. I don't know how if you could convince the normal fans, right? I mean, boxing heads are gonna watch regardless, but the casual fan, I mean, are you gonna convince him that you can defeat Bebo if you couldn't knock out someone like Ryder? You know, because they don't know the name. You know, not every fan knows John Ryder, right? Most fans probably this is the first time they've ever heard of John Ryder, so you're supposed to take care of John Ryder. So I'm actually surprised Eddie Hearn made this matchup. I mean, I'm glad. I'm a boxing head, so I'm happy. I want to see Canelo tested. I really want to see if he's back, which I expect him to be back, but I don't expect him to look great in the first half, regardless. Even if he's the old school Canelo, John Ryder's gonna make it rough. It's gonna be a good fight. For John Ryder to pull something off like this is going to be very difficult. Don't get me wrong, although I do expect a good fight. I do expect it to be a chess match in the first half. Canelo's still Canelo. Eventually, he figures you out, and once he figures you out, it's a wrap, right? Um, so it's going to be a good first half of the fight. I do think that Canelo eventually will land something similar to like BJ Saunders, that uppercut, that vicious uppercut he has. Because Ryder does tend to, when he does come in a little bit, he is a little open for something like a right uppercut. So if it does end, and if it does end early, I think he's going to catch him with something like that. Because, like I said, he's a patient guy. He's a very patient guy. He's gonna use his angles. He's not gonna allow you to land flush. Even if you do land something, he's gonna roll with the punch. Something similar like Canelo. So it's gonna be a good matchup. I expect fireworks tomorrow night. Um, we'll see what happens. The card itself is gonna be pretty decent. Co-main event's gonna be good too. So you probably do want to catch this fight early on. I definitely do want to see the co-main event as well. Let's see how Ray Martinez looks. He's supposed to fight Edwards in a unification if he looks good in this fight. So good matchup. Good matchup there too. So all around good card. I definitely think it's a worth pay-per-view. I mean, you have Canelo headlining. I'm watching. I mean, I don't know about you guys. But don't be surprised. Like I said, don't be surprised if the main event is a little shocking. Styles make fights, and Ryder's coming to fight. This is undisputed, and he has been waiting quite some time for this title shot. So, um, expect a good fight. Expect a good fight, guys. Uh, what else? I think that's probably going to be the most to look for is the first half of the fight. I think that'll tell us the whole fight itself. Can Canelo figure out Ryder early on? Is he going to start off fast, or is he going to do his typical Canelo and try to figure out Ryder the first, 3-4 rounds, and then go from there? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be a good idea. Like I said, with someone like Ryder, because I mean he'll weigh you out. You want to start slow. That's his style. He doesn't mind starting slow. He's not a he's patient. He's a patient guy. Um, he'll wait for you to make the mistake, and when you make the mistake, he'll capitalize. You know, I'm not saying he has like significant power, even though he does have, I believe, like a 48% knockout ratio. But with him, it's more of a chess match. He'll take you 12 rounds, and he'll stack up the rounds. Um, so it's going to be intriguing. I personally expect Canelo to start off good with that left jab. If he can stay consistent with the power jab, you know, look for that right hand, because with the southpaw, they tend to be a little bit more open to a right hand, maybe like an overhand right, like I said earlier, that right uppercut of Canelo. But he's gonna have to set it up. He's gonna have to set it up, and he's gonna have to be smart because, like I said, Ryder's a very intelligent guy. So I like the matchup, especially if you're trying to convince me that you want to fight Bebo. You're gonna have to take care of a guy like Ryder. So tomorrow will let us know how or where Canelo is at, and can he fight someone like Bebo, right? Like, can he go back up to 175 and maybe correct that mistake? Tomorrow night will answer a lot of those questions, at least for me. If he takes care, like I say, he takes care of Ryder and he makes it look easy, look out for September. Like, don't be shocked if just don't be shocked if Canelo does something crazy in September, because he was injured. He was injured. That left hand wasn't the same, and Canelo in rematches is always different, right? That first Triple G fight didn't look too good. Second fight, completely different fighter. Completely different fighter. Came forward, shut down Triple G. To me, was a victory. Like, he won that fight. Like, there was no doubt. Where, like, the first fight with Triple G, I mean, depending who you ask, a lot of people felt that Canelo didn't pull it off, right? Me personally, I thought it was a close fight. I can see how a lot of people had Triple G winning, especially towards the end of the rounds in that first fight. I feel, Canelo kind of slowed down a little bit, and he got taken advantage of because of that. So I think if he does want to correct that Bebo fight, he's gonna have to do something similar to that. He's gonna have to change up the style. He's gonna have to be more active, a whole lot more active, because Bebo throws a lot. 5 to 7 punch combinations in and out. He's longer, he's taller, he's faster, he's younger. That is a lot to deal with. A lot to deal with, especially if you're a 32-year-old Canelo that's been through a lot of wars and coming off a hand surgery. So tomorrow night has to be a showcase for Canelo if he wants to fight like Bebo. So he's going to have to do something special. So we'll see. I'm excited. 55,000 screaming fans. Canelo fighting is mandatory, which a lot of people don't expect to be a good fight. But don't be shocked. Don't be shocked. I'm telling you. I expect a good fight tomorrow. Ryder's coming to fight. And I don't know. I can't remember if I've ever seen Ryder really hurt, right? I mean, jeez. To fight someone like Jacobs, to fight someone like Caleb, and look the way you looked, and then coming in to fight someone like Canelo, I mean, you have to be hungry, right? You have to be motivated to take the belts from the champ. And, I mean, let's be honest, you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose. You're on the road. You're the challenger. No one expects you to win. Most people don't even know your name. So that's actually pretty exciting if you think about that. If you're in that position, like, but it has to be exciting. Like, man, I'm about to face the champ. I got nothing to lose. So it's going to be a good fight. We'll see how it goes tomorrow night. My final prediction, if I had to put money on this fight, I would say Canelo by late stoppage, 10th or 11th round. I don't see him stopping Ryder early on. It's going to be a tough fight, but it's going to be a fun fight for the fans. It should not be disappointing. You should be on the edge of your seat. You might even start doubting Canelo in the first half of the fight, right? He might not look that good in the first half. So I can't wait. I love those type of fights. I love these type of fights. So we'll see how it goes. I think that was basically the main topics I wanted to touch on. I know a lot of you didn't understand who Ryder is. But remember, styles make fights, not the names. It's styles, right? And Ryder's one of those styles that's very tough to figure out. If you don't believe me, just go to YouTube, check out his last couple fights, and you'll see what I mean. He's gonna bring it. Don't be surprised. So I believe that's it. I'll probably touch up with you guys again on Sunday or Monday after the fight, depending what happens. I mean, if something shocking happens, don't be surprised if I jump on maybe tomorrow night or Sunday. But we'll see. Don't be shocked, and make sure you buy the pay-per-view. You will not be disappointed. It's going to be worth the money. Believe me, worth the money. So I'll see you guys soon. Take care, and good luck. Good luck, Canelo. Good luck, Ryder. And I guess we'll see. All right, guys. Take care.